My name is Natalie Feaster, and I chose to write about someone who has inspired me. I chose my grandfather. A person who has impacted my life in more ways than I can count is my grandfather. A kind, gentle-hearted, yet stubborn and strong friend, father, son, and most importantly, my hero. A man whose life struggles never overcame his strength to carry on and provide. He was, and is, the most important person who has ever been in my life. Ronnie Leon Barnett was born in 1936 in the upstairs of his family's house in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. He was raised by his dad, Ralph, aka Jake, and his mother, Louise. Ron had two sisters, both younger than him, Phyllis and Norma. Growing up in Kansas on the farm taught a young man a lot of hard and important lessons. Being the oldest, as well as the only boy, he had most responsibilities. When he wasn't in school, you could find him feeding the cows, riding his horse, slopping the hogs, or collecting eggs from his chickens. Ron's father and mother had also been born and raised in towns close by, and they raised the kids with the strong morals only the old times know. All the tough love and challenging work they put into him would surely be recognized all throughout his life. After graduating from high school, Ronnie couldn't settle. He wanted to explore more than a flat dirt land. He moved to the mountains of Virginia where he met his first wife and had his first daughter, Jennifer. Soon after, they got a divorce and he met my grandmother, Allison. Allison Skordos was from the Bronx, New York. Who would have ever thought of the pair? I don't know. Together they had 5 children: Heather, Lindsay, my mother, Kelly, and Ryan. Ryan had a twin brother who passed away before birth. The heartache of losing a child was the final breaking point of Ron and Allison's marriage, and they separated shortly after. The kids lived mainly with him, and in 1998 I was born. My mother moved away with, who was unfortunately my father, for a brief time, and we later returned to live with my grandfather, moving to various places in Northern Virginia. We moved to Front Royal when I was 4. My father came to live with us too, but that didn't last long. Ron continued to be my main caretaker, as well as my sister's when she was born in 2002. He was always there for us, always making sure we were taken care of. He is who I consider to be my parent figure. The relationship with my mother was and has always been a rocky one, and my grandfather, Pawpaw, always kept our family together. After my father was gone, my mom met Mike, my now stepdad, and we moved to Fort Valley. Soon after settling into our new house, new school, and new life, it was Christmas time. We had all of our family out to the house celebrating. December 25th, 2011 seems like yesterday, and if only it was today. It'd be the last time we were all together. The morning of the 26th comes to mind all too clear. I was going to go over to my best friend's to celebrate with her family and go see the movie War Horse. Papa took me in that old Dodge pickup truck that everyone had learned to drive in, into town and dropped me off. I think back to myself now and wish I wouldn't have shut that truck door so quick. I got an unexpected phone call from my uncle shortly after asking if I was okay and if I was at Caddy's house. I could hear crying in the background. Yes, what's wrong? I replied. He never gave me an answer but said to keep my phone on. The next call was from my mom. We were in the theater, so I excused myself and heard her say, "You need to come home." Why? I asked. "Let me talk to Caddy's mom," she said. I went back in and handed her the phone. I watched her face and knew that something terrible had happened. The ride from Kernstown to Fort Valley is a long one, but this drive felt like it lasted forever. We pulled up into the drive. I saw my mom walking out, and the Dodge wasn't there. I get out of the truck and whisper, "He's dead, isn't he?" to my mom as I hug her sobbing, lifeless, and defeated-looking shell. I didn't need an answer. I could feel a piece of me gone. Ronnie Barnett had been driving back home when he experienced a fatal heart attack, crashed into the side of the mountain, and rolled the truck over. All emotions left for me, and I don't know that they fully returned. Throughout all the tough times, all the pain, he took care of me and everyone he could to the end of his life. That end was far too soon and too hurtful. I am a believer of God and His Son, Jesus Christ. Papa made sure I was. I know that He is in a place without suffering. He was put on this earth to touch the lives of every person He met, and that's exactly what He did. Anyone who had the chance to cross paths with Him could tell you how extraordinary He was. My granddad grew up poor and worked hard his whole life. Ron was honest, loving, caring, ornery, and full of funny sayings. He taught me the importance to never give up, in tough times to keep going, and when those tough times get the best of you, to pick yourself up and start over. I thought I was safe from everything with him. He had all the answers to anything I asked and was always there when I needed him. My heart aches for the future without him in it. The world lost one of the most amazing souls, and he inspires me to carry on and succeed with the morals and knowledge he gave me in the brief time I had with him. No one can ever replace him, but I know he is with me wherever I go.